Rheinmetall has secured a major contract to build the main gun systems for the British Army's new RCH 155-wheeled self-propelled howitzers. The deal was announced on July 31, 2026, and marks another important step in Britain's plan to rebuild its long-range artillery after donating AS-90 howitzers to Ukraine. Under the agreement, Rheinmetall will manufacture the complete 155mm 52 remote-controlled weapon assemblies at its new factory in Telford, England. The production line will build the gun barrels, breeches, recoil systems, trunnions, and complete elevating weapon modules for 72 RCH 155 artillery vehicles ordered by the British Army. The contract is worth hundreds of millions of euros and was awarded through the United Kingdom's Mobile Fires Platform program. Production is expected to begin before deliveries start in May 2028, with the final systems scheduled for delivery by June 2031. More importantly, the project gives Britain something it has not had for years: the ability to manufacture complete heavy artillery weapon systems at home instead of relying entirely on overseas production. A major boost for Britain's defense industry. The new Telford facility will become one of the United Kingdom's key artillery production centers. Instead of producing only individual components, the factory will assemble complete gun systems that can be installed directly onto the RCH 155 platform. This expansion strengthens Britain's defense industry while creating skilled jobs and improving long-term support for the Army's future artillery fleet. The wider program is expected to support around 500 jobs, including positions at Rheinmetall's Telford plant, KNDS UK's Boxer production facility in Stockport, and suppliers across Britain's defense industry. The project also supports Britain's goal of increasing domestic defense production as European countries continue expanding military manufacturing following lessons learned from the war in Ukraine. Replacing the AS-90. The British Army urgently needs a new artillery system. Britain transferred 68 AS-90 tracked howitzers to Ukraine, creating a significant gap in its own artillery force, while Sweden supplied 14 Archer-wheeled howitzers as an interim solution. That number was far below the Army's previous fleet. The purchase of 72 RCH 155 systems will not only replace the donated AS-90s, but slightly increase the overall number of modern artillery vehicles available for future operations. However, replacing vehicles is only part of the challenge. The Army must also train new crews, mechanics, instructors, and ammunition specialists, while building spare part inventories and digital command networks before the system reaches full operational capability. What makes the RCH 155 different? The RCH 155 is one of the newest wheeled self-propelled artillery systems in Europe. Unlike traditional howitzers, the RCH 155 combines the Boxer 8x8 armored vehicle with an unmanned artillery gun module, allowing the crew to remain safely inside the protected hull throughout the entire firing mission. Only 2 soldiers are needed to operate the vehicle. One serves as the driver and system operator, while the other acts as the commander and controls fire missions. Almost every step of the firing process is automated. The vehicle automatically loads shells, loads propellant charges, points the gun, programs the fuse, and calculates the firing solution using onboard computers. This automation allows the RCH 155 to fire more than 8 rounds per minute, giving it one of the highest firing rates among modern NATO artillery systems. Long range and high accuracy. Firepower is one of the RCH 155's biggest strengths. Its 155mm 52 cannon is compatible with NATO standard ammunition, and can fire several types of projectiles depending on the mission. Standard high-explosive shells reach about 30 kilometers. Base bleed ammunition extends that range to 40 kilometers. VLAP projectiles can strike targets at 54 kilometers. Future guided ammunition, including Volcano and other advanced projectiles, could increase the maximum range to 70 kilometers or even 100 kilometers, depending on the ammunition used. These longer ranges allow artillery units to support friendly forces from safer positions while engaging enemy headquarters, logistics hubs, and artillery batteries far behind the front line. Faster fire missions. The RCH 155 is designed to fire quickly and move immediately afterward. Its digital fire control system automatically receives target coordinates, calculates the firing solution, selects the correct propellant charge, programs the fuse, and lays the gun without lengthy manual preparation. The vehicle can also perform multiple round simultaneous impact (MRSI) missions, firing several shells on different trajectories so they all strike the target almost at the same time. This makes it much harder for enemy forces to react or take cover before the rounds arrive. The unmanned turret also allows the vehicle to fire without deploying large stabilizing spades, reducing the time needed to enter and leave a firing position. Built for mobility. Unlike tracked artillery systems, the RCH 155 is mounted on the highly mobile Boxer 8x8 armored vehicle. The vehicle weighs less than 39 tons, significantly lighter than the Panzerhaubitze 2000, and can travel at speeds of over 100 km/h with a road range of more than 700 kilometers. This allows artillery units to move rapidly across long distances without requiring heavy transport vehicles. The Boxer chassis also provides protection against heavy machine gun fire, artillery fragments, mines, and improvised explosive devices while offering nuclear, biological, and chemical protection for the crew. However, wheeled vehicles also have limitations. Although faster on roads, they generally cannot match tracked howitzers when operating in deep mud, soft ground, or heavily damaged terrain. British and German cooperation. The RCH 155 program is also strengthening military cooperation between Britain and Germany. Both countries will operate the same artillery system and will share testing, ammunition certification, software validation, and technical standards. This common approach improves interoperability between NATO allies while reducing development costs and simplifying long-term support. Production is divided across several facilities. Rheinmetall's Telford factory will build the complete gun systems. KNDS UK will assemble the Boxer drive modules in Stockport. Other British companies, including Sheffield Forgemasters, are expected to supply steel and specialized forgings for the production process. More than just new howitzers. The significance of this contract goes beyond replacing old artillery. It establishes a domestic production line for one of NATO's most advanced artillery systems, while strengthening Britain's defense industry and reducing dependence on foreign manufacturing for critical weapon components. As European demand for artillery continues to grow, the Telford production line could also support future upgrades, replacement barrels, and additional export opportunities. At the same time, Britain joins Germany and Ukraine as operators of the Boxer-based RCH 155, creating a growing user community for training, maintenance, logistics, and future modernization. Looking ahead, the first British RCH 155 systems are expected to enter service in 2028, with deliveries continuing until 2031. By the end of the decade, the British Army aims to field a modern artillery force capable of faster deployment, greater range, and higher survivability than the retired AS-90 fleet. The Telford contract also sends a broader strategic message. Across Europe, military power is no longer measured only by the number of tanks or artillery pieces a country owns. It also depends on the ability to design, manufacture, repair, and sustain advanced weapons during a prolonged conflict. For Britain, the RCH 155 program represents more than a new howitzer. It is an investment in national industrial capacity, stronger NATO cooperation, and the long-term ability to support modern artillery operations in an increasingly uncertain security environment.